Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You're all the reasons why this keeps going. Thank you. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character. Joining my paid tiers allows you early access to my content, a shout out in my videos, and home-brewed 5e items for your games. Today we venture into the dark and awesome Arkham series to bring to life Batman. I know I already did Batman, but this build is 100% different. Also, the Arkham series isn't awesome. 2 out of all the games were awesome, but the rest sucked. By the way, I played Arkham Knight for this video, which is by far my least favorite Arkham game. Seriously, I hate this game. I hope you all appreciate I had to put myself through aggravation for this. Unless you're listening to this in its podcast form, in which case you don't even see the clips that I had to have aggravation to get. Anyway, to help navigate through the dangerous streets of Arkham/Gotham City, Batman has redesigned his suit to be far more advanced than it ever was before, as well as give himself a wide array of tools and weapons. These include a glide cape, grappling hooks, remote-controlled batarangs, spy devices, enhanced senses, reinforced armor, and explosive gel. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are multi-classing, so keep an eye on those minimums if you use another system. Make Intelligence 15, Dex 14, Con 13, Wisdom 12, Strength 10, and we're going to be dumping Charisma with an 8. Both Strength and Charisma are way too low, but we'll be able to work with what we got. Batman is a human. Resourceful grants you an inspiration dice at the end of a long rest. Skillful grants you a free skill, take Perception. Versatile gives you a free origin feat. For this feat, Alert adds your proficiency bonus to your initiative rolls, and before combat you can switch places in initiative order with a willing ally when neither of you are incapacitated. To finish out your lineage, you know the language Common and 2 more of your choice. For background, place +2 into Dex and +1 into Intelligence. For your origin feat, Tough gives you double your current character level in HP and then adds +2 HP to every level after. For skills, grab Intimidation and Investigation. To finish out your background, you get 1 tool proficiency of your choice, and even though it's not in the Arkham games, take Disguise Kit because Batman can do that. Level 1 rogues start off with 4 skills. Take Acrobatics, Athletics, Stealth, and Sleight of Hand. You are proficient in Light Armor, all light and finesse weapons, Thieves' Tools, and the saving throws Dex and Intelligence. Expertise doubles the proficiency bonus to 2 skills you have. Place this into Investigation and Stealth. Thieves' Cant gives you 2 more languages. First is Thieves' Cant, which is a coded language, and another of your choice. Weapon Mastery allows you to unlock special properties for weapons you are proficient with. You can choose 2 weapon masteries at the end of a long rest, but you only ever use 1 weapon. Choosing daggers in place of batarangs, you get Nick, which will not work for you since you generally throw them. When you make an attack with a light weapon, you can then make another attack as part of the attack action and not your bonus action once per turn. Basically, it's 2 weapon fighting, but making both attacks with the same action, freeing up your bonus action. I'd like to point out that batarangs are effectively shurikens, and shurikens were actually designed to also use in melee combat, so yeah, it still technically works, just not in lore. Sneak Attack adds bonus damage when you attack with a ranged or finesse weapon while you have advantage on the attack or the target is within 5 feet of one of your allies. You can deal this damage once per turn, and this damage starts off at a D6 but will grow later on. Level 1 Artificers from Tasha's begin with bonus proficiencies. You are now proficient in Medium, Armor, and Tinkerer's Tools. Magical Tinkering allows you to imbue magical effects into tiny non-magical items. These effects can be sounds, smells, light, and simple static images. You can do this a number of times equal to your Intelligence modifier. This is a pretty good way to distract your enemies while you stealth about. Spell Casting makes you a half caster. You can prepare a total number of spells equal to your Intelligence modifier plus half your your Artificer level. You're starting off with 2 cantrips and 4 first level spells. For your spells, Thorn Whip fires a grappling hook at a creature within 30 feet, dealing 1d6 piercing damage on a hit, and if they are a size category large or smaller, you pull them towards you by 10 feet. Shocking Grasp gives you a taser punch, making a melee spell attack. You deal 1d8 lightning damage, and now the creature can't take attacks of opportunity until the start of its next turn. Featherfall uses your cape to slow down your descent with a reaction, slowing you down to 60 feet around for 1 minute. If you land before the spell is up, you take no fall damage. Snare sets up a trap for your enemies. Taking 1 minute to cast, you create a snare trap with 30 feet of a rope or cord. When you finish, the trap becomes nearly invisible and remains until it is dispelled or triggered. Once someone steps into it, they must make a dex save or be pulled into the air, hanging upside down 3 feet above the ground, and are now restrained. A restrained creature has its movement speed dropped to 0, has disadvantage on dex saves, its attacks are at disadvantage, and all attacks against it are at advantage. At the end of its turns, a restrained creature must make a dex save, which is at disadvantage, to end the spell, or have another creature make a successful Arcana check to deactivate the trap. Detect Magic allows you to scan the area around you within 30 feet for 10 minutes while you maintain the spell. You will be able to see magical energy from spells, items, or other magical effects. You can use your action to determine what school of magic the energy is from. Identify allows you to scan an item under a magical effect, and after 1 minute, you will know everything about the magic, like what spell is affecting it, if it has charges, what it does, etc. Level 2 Artificers gain infused items. You can now turn non-magical items into magical counterparts or new magical items at the end of a long rest. You know 4 infusions at this level but can only have 2 active. For these infusions, Enhanced Defense gives your armor +1 to AC. Returning Weapon adds +1 to attack and damage to a weapon that has the thrown property, like your Batarang, and after you throw it, it will return to you. Replicate Magic Item gives you Goggles of Night and Wand of Secrets. Goggles of Night gives you dark vision out to 60 feet. Wand of Secrets has 3 charges that allow you to spend a charge with an action and detect a trap or secret door within 30 feet of you. Remember, you only get 2 of these right now, but this will grow, and even more so later on. Level 3 Artificers now have access to their subclass. Armorer from Tasha's will be giving you your Batsuit. Tools of the Trade gives you proficiency in heavy armor and smith's tools. Arcane Armor enhances your armor. If your armor has a strength requirement, it no longer has one. Your armor is now your spellcasting focus for your Artificer spells. It can't be removed against your will, can be donned or taken off with an action because for some odd reason you like putting it on in the open, so you have to do it quickly. And finally, it stretches over your body, including your face. It can even replace missing body parts. Armor Model lets you choose what inbuilt weapons and abilities your armor has. I want to give you Infiltrator, but you don't have a lightning cannon, and its stealth abilities will not matter later on. By the way, if you disagree with this, you can switch the armor model out after a short or long rest, so it really doesn't matter. We'll be going with Guardian. This armor model gives you Thunder Gauntlets. Your gauntlets count as simple melee weapons you are proficient with that can use your intelligence for attack and damage instead of strength, and will deal 1d8 thunder damage when you hit, meaning now your fist will be loud when you knock someone out. Also, a creature hit by your gauntlets has disadvantage on attack rolls against everyone but you until the start of your next turn. Defensive Field lets you, as a bonus action, grant yourself temporary HP equal to your Artificer level. You can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus between long rests. Right tool for the job allows you to magically create a set of tools after 1 hour. Armorer Spells gives you free spells at different levels of Artificer. For these spells, Magic Missile fires 3 Batarangs that auto-hit their targets and deal 1d4 +1 per Batarang. Thunderwave throws a directional charge in front of you, creating a blast wave in a 15-foot cube. Every creature within the cube must make a con save or take 2d8 thunder damage and be pushed back by 10 feet. Level 4 Artificers earn our first ability score improvement, Bump Up Dex. For your new spell, Jump gives you a 30-foot jump distance by using 10 feet of your movement for 1 minute. You've reached character level 5, bring your proficiency bonus up to +3. Thunder Weapons, Shocking Grasp now deal 2 damage dice each. Level 5 Armor Artificers receive extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. You also receive second level spells. For your Armorer spells, Shatter throws a concussive grenade out to 60 feet from you and explodes into a 10-foot radius sphere. Each creature within the sphere must make a con save or take 3d8 thunder damage. Mirror Image really isn't you, but it's cool. You create 3 illusionary copies of yourself for 1 minute. During combat, these duplicates can take attacks meant for you, being destroyed if they are hit. The more duplicates you have, the harder it is to hit you. A creature that relies on Blindside or True Sight isn't affected by this and can target you directly. Level 6 Artificers get 2 more infusions. For your infusions, Replicate magic items lets you grab Boots of Elvenkind, giving you advantage on stealth checks when moving silently. For the next one, take what you want. Remember, every time you gain more infusions, the number of infusions you can use is increased by 1. Tool Expertise doubles the proficiency bonus to any tool you are proficient with. For your new spell, See Invisibility allows you to see invisible creatures and objects as well as into the ethereal plane for 1 hour. Level 2 Rogues gain Cunning Action. Dash, Disengage, and Hide are bonus actions to you. Level 3 Rogues now get their subclass. Thief from the player's handbook is going to make you move much easier. Fast Hands makes sleight of hand checks and using magical items as a bonus action for you. Second Story Work gives you a climbing speed equal to your walking speed and makes your jump distance based on your dex and not your strength. Steady Aim lets you give yourself advantage on your next attack by using your bonus action on a turn you haven't moved, but reduces your speed to 0 until the current turn ends. Finally, your Sneak Attack is 2d6 extra damage. Your character level 9 raise your proficiency bonus again to +4. Level 4 Rogues earn another ability score improvement, Raise Your Intelligence. By the way, you can now prepare 1 more spell from the Artificer list, but we'll talk about that when we jump back to Artificer. Level 5 Rogues receive Uncanny Dodge. Now when you take damage and you can see what is hitting you, you can use your reaction to have the damage. Cunning Strike now adds new effects to your sneak attack by sacrificing damage dice for it. For these effects, Trip costs 1d6, and if the target of your sneak attack is a size category large or smaller, you force a dex save, making them prone if they fail. Withdraw costs 1d6, and immediately after hitting the target with your sneak attack, you can move half your speed, and this doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. Poison costs 1d6 and forces a con save, poisoning them for 1 minute if they fail, but you must have the Poisoner's Kit to do this. Finally, your sneak attack is now 3d6 extra damage. You've hit character level 11, Thorn Whip and Shocking Grass now deal 3 damage dice each. Level 6 Rogues gain 2 more expertise, place this into Athletics and Acrobatics. Level 7 Artificers now have Flash of Genius. When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet makes a skill check or saving throw, you can use your reaction to add your intelligence modifier to the roll, even if it already uses your intelligence modifier. You can do this a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier between long rests. Web throws a net trap for 1 hour while you maintain this spell. Choosing a spot within 60 feet that can be anchored to walls, you create a 20-foot cube that is filled with webbing. You can also layer this on a flat surface, making the webbing 5 feet thick. Any creature that starts his turn within the webs or enters them must make a dex save or become trapped, becoming restrained. A trapped creature must make an athletics check to escape the web, or the webs must be destroyed. You're now character level 13, raise your proficiency bonus to +5. Level 8 Artificers earn another ability score improvement, cap off dex for amazing stealth, better jump distance, AC, and Batarang skills. For your new spell, Invisibility turns you invisible for 1 hour while you maintain this spell. You remain invisible till you attack, deal damage, or cast a spell. Level 9 Armor Artificers receive armor modifications. Your armor now counts as having 4 separate pieces that you can place infusions on. These pieces are armor, boots, helmet, and special weapons. You can now also have 2 more infusions active if they are attached to your armor, so Enhanced Defense and Boots of Elvenkind are now free to use. This means right now you can have up to 5 infusions, including your 2 free ones. You also receive 3rd level spells. For your armor spells, Hypnotic Pattern sends out a flash grenade out to 120 feet and explodes into a 30-foot cube. Each creature within the cube must make a wisdom save or become charmed by you for 1 minute while you maintain this spell. While charmed, the creature is incapacitated and has its speed reduced to 0. The spell ends on the creature if it takes damage or another creature uses its action to shake it out of its daze. Lightning Bolt throws an electrified batarang, creating a line that is 100 feet long and 5 feet wide. Everyone within the line must make a dex save or take 8d6 lightning damage. Level 10 Artificers are now magic item adepts. You can now attune up to 4 magic items at once and can now create items of common or uncommon rarity in a quarter of the time and half the cost. You also now get 2 more infusions. Remember, as of right now, you have 8 infusions, can have 4 infusions active, and another 2 if they are attached to your armor. For your infusions, Helm of Awareness upgrades your helm. You have advantage on initiative rolls and can now never be surprised if you are not incapacitated. Enhanced Weapon adds +2 to your gauntlet's attack and damage. Your Enhanced Defense also is now upgraded to +2 to your AC. For your new spell, Haste amps up your focus and speed. For 1 minute while you maintain the spell, your speed is doubled, you gain +2 to your AC, you have advantage on dex saves, and you gain 1 more attack. You gain a few other things, but you already get those as bonus actions, so we're not going to talk about those. When the spell ends, you are incapacitated and your speed is reduced to 0 until the end of your next turn. Also think about taking the spell Glyph of Warding if you get a chance. This will let you place mines or explosives on walls like in the game, but it takes an hour to do so it's not great for stealthing around and setting things up or busting through walls. But you'll be adding a lot to your checks, so maybe you can just make something to do this. Thunderclap slams on the ground and unleashes a shockwave all around you. Each creature within 5 feet must make a con save or take 3d6 thunder damage. Level 11 Artificers gain Spell Storing Item. Now at the end of a long rest, you can store a spell of 1st or 2nd level from your Artificer spells into a weapon or spellcasting focus you can use. You can now use your action to cast the spell without a spell slot a number of times equal to twice your spellcasting modifier, which is Intelligence. You can only create 1 stored spell at a time. Remember, your armor is a spellcasting focus for you. You got a couple options. You can choose Cure Wounds to heal yourself 2d8 plus your intelligence modifier, Blur to make all attacks against you at disadvantage for 1 minute while you maintain the spell, and a few others. I'm just going to tell you I'm taking Cure Wound for the purpose of this build. You've hit character level 17, max out your proficiency bonus at +6. Thorn Whip, Shocking Grasp, and Thunderclap now deal 4 damage dice each. Level 12 Artificers earn our final ability score improvement, Cap Off Intelligence. For your new spell, Dispel Magic lets you target 1 magical effect within 120 feet, and if the effect is a spell level 3 or lower, you automatically shut it down. Any higher, and you must make an ability check to stop it. You also get another spell here, take what you want. Level 13 Artificers now have 4th level spells. For your Armorer spells, Greater Invisibility turns you invisible for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. Fire Shield really isn't you because it makes you glow, but Batman's armor did go through some weird phases in the 90s, so if you want, make Armored Batman from there. For 10 minutes, you are covered in a glowing Warm Shield or Chill Shield. Warm Shield gives you cold resistance and deals 2d8 fire damage to a creature that hits you when they are within 5 feet. Chill Shield gives you fire resistance and deals 2d8 cold damage to a creature that hits you when they are within 5 feet. So I guess you're ready to take on Mr. Freeze and Firefly. Our final level is level 14 Artificer, and now you are a magic item savant. You can now attune on up to 5 magical items at once and can ignore all requirements to attune to certain magical items, such as class or level. You also get your final 2 infusions. For these infusions, Replicate Magic Item gives you Cloak of the Bat. While you wear this cape, you have advantage on stealth checks, and when in dim light or darkness, you can grip the edges of the cape and gain a 40-foot flying speed with it. It took us a while to get something that you can do at the start of the game, probably because it also can turn you into a bat for 1 hour while you maintain this, but yeah. By the way, you can just take fly after you get 3rd level spells, and then you can just replace this with something else. For your final infusion, take what you want. For your final spell, Arcane Eye creates a mini Batarang spy drone within 30 feet of you for 1 hour while you maintain this spell. The drone is invisible, and you can use your bonus action to move the drone 30 feet, and it has dark vision out to 30 feet. While the drone is active, you mentally receive images of what it sees. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 20, Con 13, Intelligence 20, Wisdom 20, Charisma 8. Your total levels are Rogue 6, Artificer 14. Let's dive in. You are a sneaky bastard. Your stealth is plus 17, you can bring that roll up to 22, this is at advantage, and you can go invisible. And while you can surprise anyone, you can never be surprised, and your initiative is plus 11, and this is also at advantage. In combat, you're dealing 1d8 plus 7 thunder damage. You can attack up to 3 times normal, you can throw a batarang that will deal 1d4 plus 6 and then return to you, and you can add 3d6 sneak attack damage. You also have a stun punch that deals 48 lightning damage, and you can hook a bad guy dealing 46 piercing damage and then pull them towards you. You also have amazing skills with a plus 17 to investigation, a climbing speed, can double move, spy on people, trap them, store free spells within your armor, and can fly. Finally, using studded leather for the base of your armor, your AC is 19 and your total health, taking the average, is over 160. Downside. Firstly, you're not scary. Well, you are, but it could be way better. Your intimidation is plus 5, and you can make that better using Flash of Genius, which will bring it up to a plus 10. I'd rather save that for stealth though. You also have a lot of concentration spells, which is 90% of all spellcasters. Your punches don't do sneak attack damage, which is the same problem as last time, but that's why we take batarangs in both builds. Finally, and this is just a personal thing, the cape requires you to go all the way to level 20 to get, and frankly, there are cooler capes for you. Lore forces me to take it. Stalk the shadows and bring high-tech justice to Gotham's villains. And of course, the Batmobile sucks. Why do you need a tank? You're a damn bat-themed ninja. I'd like to give a special shout out to my Artificer tier. Thank you, John Martin, Christopher R. Hunter, Java Squirrel, Matthew Dens, Burton, and Jonathan Haynes. You guys rock. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.